time on the mat. He's had some successes, but I think the coaching staff is, still trying to work with him on his match tactics, favorite takedowns, the rest. But he is built. He's a very strong human.
In his 3 matches in Iowa City, they've been decided all 3 by a combined grand total of 4 points. He has been tight in all 3. He's come out on the front end of a couple of those, going 2-1, beating Mongolia, losing to Azerbaijan, picking up a win against Kazakhstan.
Good action.
He has an ability to score a lot of points, but he just doesn't do it very often. Tends to be that his style is, like you're saying, he likes to keep matches close, win 1 to 2 points, but it puts him at risk. It's actually a style that you see from Salas too sometimes.
It's a style completely different from some of the famous Cubans we've seen earlier in this duel.
As similar as they all can wrestle sometimes, they have these styles a little bit. Nice little pass by there.
Good action. Red, activity time. Okay? Center.
Shot clock for SHIRAI of Japan. 30 seconds on to the board. Chance for TORREBLANCA to grab the lead if SHIRAI can't find any offense.
Blue open.
Now, running the table for Cuba, you start to do the math and start to look long-term, isn't unrealistic considering Japan struggles in the upper weights with some young, inexperienced wrestlers. But they need TORREBLANCA.
They need little things like if they do win by decision, they need to make sure that they shut out the Japanese. Because that single point can kind of add up against them. I think a fall would be very nice. A technical fall with no points against would be very nice on the classification side. But right now, 11 points on the classification side's very doable.
Classification has Japan at 18, Cuba at 7. And again, with the bonus opportunities, the fall worth an additional 5, technical 4, and then the typical decision worth 3. TORREBLANCA with a 3-0 lead, winding down period number 1. Again, coming up a little bit later on, it's the gold medal, Azerbaijan, Team USA. 2009, the last time Azerbaijan was champion of the World Cup. Even longer for the U.S., 2003. Probably the 2 favorites on paper coming in. They did not disappoint. Both teams steamrolled their respective pools, and they will settle it on the mat in about an hour or so in Iowa City. First period comes to an end. TORREBLANCA with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, it looks solid in the first period. Pretty conservative, but nice little pass bys. He's working a little bit on his angles. I mean, he is such a massive guy. You'd expect he'd have more straight-on power, double legs, but he is kind of playing the edges a little bit, being pretty productive there.
No, coach, hey, wipe, please, wipe. Coach, wipe.
TORREBLANCA with some perspiration, so they'll get that dried off. Ready to go, second and final period. A Japan win clinches the bronze at 86 kilo. Collar tie by SHIRAI. TORREBLANCA able to clear out his neck. Now some hand fighting. Slide by attempt by TORREBLANCA.
Blue open.
Looks like SHIRAI wants to work off those heavy collars. Just hasn't been able to crack the armor so far for Cuba. Now that arm drag attempt off the 2-on-1.
Yeah, it's it's very risk averse. It's just a quick little arm drag. Let's see how the Japanese wrestler responds, if he gives me enough. And again, it was shocked, but there's a nice inside head inside single. Torreblanca is able to cover the head, control the back thigh.
Blue open. Blue attention. Okay, you must open. Okay.
To warn Torreblanca, telling him he must open up a little bit. Otherwise, he risks getting put on the shot clock, 30-second shot clock that he took advantage of in the first period when they hit SHIRAI with it. A lot of hand fighting here, 1:35 to go. Torreblanca trying to keep Cuba's hopes alive.
Blue action. Blue zone. Stop blue activity time.
Well, they're going to put Torreblanca on the shot clock. So
Well deserved. He's kind of playing back a little bit. He's tying up. Activity clock is a way to make sure that you don't allow the wrestler just to cruise into the end. There you go. Really nice redirection. Back to he's going to be able to. He's pushing it to the side, to limit his risk, but I don't. As soon as you score with the 1 point, of course, the activity clock would stop.
So in essence, that's like a 2-point move there for Torreblanca. He avoids giving up the point with the shot clock, and then he gets the one on the push out. So he has the 4-0 lead. SHIRAI really hasn't come anywhere close to establishing a legitimate threat as far as a consistent shot or approach to getting in on Torreblanca.
Yeah, it's a tall order. I mean, if he has a head inside single, it's nice, but the Japanese wrestler wants to make sure that SHIRAI needs to make sure that he's getting the edge once he gets that shot. Wants to pull it in tight and get around. We haven't seen.
Caution given to Torreblanca on the passivity, so that is a point. SHIRAI, it's now 4-1. SHIRAI running out of time though, 20 seconds in this period. Leaning ahead, Shota SHIRAI. Down inside 10. And Cuba is going to stay alive.
Yeah, that 1 point, I hope it doesn't chase him too much. Of course, the classification points now are 3 and 1.
Torreblanca with a 4-1 win. Cuba still trails